Good day. First off, yes, the $70,000 flood cost did set you back a little bit, but could have been worse. Um, you was in a good position to be able to pull out funds from your stocks to be able to pay for a majority of it. The bank loan it wasn't a bad idea. If you were to pour out all of your money from your stocks, that prevented you from making additional money with that money instead of spending it immediately. Um, Next, with the expected money return from your income taxes from the loss of the flood insurance, I would recommend first off paying off the whole loan, the remaining of the $25,000 loan, and then after that, if your house is not back up to the $275,000 market value, I would insist on making additional improvements with that money. Or you could also pay off your credit card debt and any other debt you may have incurred in the process of it. But other than that, I would definitely use that money to first off pay off the debt and then go from there. Next, after your house is back up to value, I would take into consideration, hey, first off, is your house in a location that the housing market is growing? You're gonna have to take into consideration is the town growing? Is there schools around? There's very many factors to consider. But if you look back and you say, hey, the housing market's declined, there's not much going on, businesses are leaving your town, I would definitely consider selling as soon as possible, because you wait around and 5 years down the road your house is not worth $275,000 no more, and that's $15,000 you're losing, or 20 or 30. I would definitely take all that in consideration of the housing market, where you're living at, schools, jobs, this, that, and other of the surrounding area. So that plays a big role in when you want to sell your house, and it also plays a role in, hey, when do you actually want to move to Tennessee? When do you want to start your life over there? And it also plays a role of, hey, are you going to be able to transfer jobs and keep the same income or not? So that without knowing a little bit more information on all that, I can't make an adequate assumption on when you should sell your house, when you shouldn't, because I don't know when you want to actually move to Tennessee, if you want to move to Tennessee immediately, or if you want to wait until you actually retire. So also, I would suggest not touching any of your money in your 401ks or your IRAs until you completely retired. First off, because that's going to continue to grow. You have enough money in there right now, and if you keep on putting money in, you're going to have enough money in there to, first off, live comfortably for many years. I don't really know y'all's cost habits or what you spend your money on or what y'all plan on doing after retirement, so it's kind of hard to make that assumption. But as far as the employee switching from traditional to cash base, once again, I don't know the full details. I don't know what y'all had negotiated on the traditional base of what he was going to give you, and I also don't know the percentage of the cash base versus your income. So, once again, it's hard to make an adequate decision based off the information that I have. So it's kind of hard to tell if it's going to help or hurt you. Next, the auto insurance is good. The $1 million umbrella is, in my opinion, a bit high, but y'all have realized that things can happen. So it's always good to have extra support when it comes to things happening. But you also want to consider of, hey, what are we covered for? You want to look into it and know what you're actually covered for. Just like y'all's insurance, y'all thought y'all might have been covered for flood insurance, and then find out you're not. That's a bad thing to be paying, or to have $1 million umbrella insurance, and then come to find out that it's not really what it all is cracked up to be. So you want to check into all of that and kind of think of, hey, if I drop it down, is the cost that I'm saving going to benefit me or not? Because the in-between costs that you're saving, you can invest that and make money in return. So you have to take all that in consideration. Next thing is the will is very important. First off, you don't have any kids, therefore no one can, you don't have a direct bloodline that can inherit it. If one spouse dies, immediately the other spouse gets it. I mean, that's just key. But I mean, y'all could be going out to dinner one night. I mean, freak accident happened, die in a car wreck. I mean, in that situation, without a will, without bloodline, no kids, the state immediately gets all your assets. First thing they do is they pay off all your remaining liabilities and debt with it, and then usually they auction off the house, the assets, personal assets and stuff. And then as far as the stocks and all that stuff go, it's kind of up in the air of what they want to do with those. So I would definitely recommend getting a will, whether you want to leave it to a family relative, whether you want to leave it to the church you belong to, charitable contribution, whatever you want to do with it. I mean, no matter what, having a will and leaving it to someone is better than letting the state get it. Because number one, the state gets enough of our money off of taxes, and we don't want to give them no more money than they're already taking from us. Like I said, all in all, I really need more information on all that to know what you would like to leave your money towards before I could give you adequate advice on who to leave your money to, what to do with it, like what's your likes, like are y'all involved in a church, are y'all involved in charities, this, that, and other. Also, to make adequate decisions on how much money you'll need in your 401ks, in your savings, this, that, and other, so that you can retire completely. I'd have to know your spending habits, what y'all plan on doing after retirement. Without knowing if y'all planning on traveling, doing other things, you're gonna need a whole lot more money in your 401ks, in your IRAs, and in order to do that. If you're just planning on living within your means throughout retirement, I mean, y'all are sitting in pretty good standing to be able to live the next 10 years with income, keep investing and growing your capital. So like I said, without knowing a little bit more information, it's hard to make adequate assumptions. So like I said, y'all are sitting pretty good. So thank y'all and have a nice day.